After more than just a few requests, I think it's time that we discuss the Jacob Blake incident. Let's look at another side of this that is not being portrayed by mainstream media. Hey guys, what's going on? I hope you are having a fantastic week so far. A lot of you guys have been asking me to do a video about the Jacob Blake incident. I decided to do a little bit more research into the incident, and of course, after watching two news stories about this, somehow it was about race. Another African-American man gunned down by police. There goes Inside Edition trying to make it sound like a national crisis. Now, the video that the news media is playing for everybody is only one angle of the incident. Now, I will go ahead and tell you guys throughout this video, I am not going to show either one of the videos. There's plenty of other sources out there if you want to check it out, but I already know YouTube is going to shut it down if I show these, so this is going to simply be a review of what I've watched. Again, the video that the mainstream media is showing is only one angle of the incident, and it does look bad. It looks like this guy is just walking away and he gets shot several times as he gets into his vehicle. But of course, that's what they want to show you. That's what fills their bank accounts with dollars, folks. Let's take a second to look at the facts and come to our own conclusion though. That is what an investigation is all about. You guys know me well enough after running this channel for over 4 years. If the cops are in the wrong, I'ma call them out. A lot of the details of this investigation are just that. They are still under investigation. But here's what we do know. Officers in Kenosha, Wisconsin responded to a call of domestic violence. They made contact with Jacob Blake and something happened along the lines that made them want to detain him. One thing to keep in mind is that as far as we know so far, this whole incident was filmed with two separate cell phone cameras. One was across the street where you could not see the passenger side of the vehicle, and the other was filmed on the same side of the street that the incident actually started with, and it does show the passenger side of that car. Now, the one they're showing on the news is not the one where he's fighting with police officers on the passenger side of his vehicle before he walks around. That's right, he is in an active fight with law enforcement on the passenger side of his car before he gets up off the ground and walks casually around the front side to his driver's side. The other angle shows you that, but of course the news does not want to show you that part of it. Nobody's mentioning the fact that Blake had active warrants that were issued against him on July 7th. What were they for? Can you take a random guess? A slew of domestic violence charges. Kenosha is not a big town, it's about 100,000 people, so I'm assuming that most of the officers that have, we'll say 3 years or more of experience, have probably dealt with Blake in the past. They know his history. They probably also know that he had active warrants at the time. This guy's criminal record consisted of things like battery, strangulation, and suffocation on a domestic violence case, resisting or obstructing, causing substantial bodily harm, endangering safety by use of a deadly weapon while intoxicated ×2, multiple times jumping bail, and let's not forget multiple disorderly conducts. So officers have been injured by this guy before, and here they are again having to fight with him. Then he has the audacity to not listen to legal orders or commands that were given to him, and he's just going to walk back to his car like nobody's going to stop him. He had active warrants, he committed obstruction with violence, and he's now going to his car to open the door. He was either going to go for a weapon or he was going to get in his car and probably run the officers over. He wasn't walking to the driver's side of his vehicle to show the officers his new Circle K cup. Folks, it's called totality of circumstances for a reason. You look at the entire situation and you make a judgment call. But the way the news sees it, the way the public sees it, is very two-dimensional. Why? Because that fits their agenda. Unfortunately, Kenosha officers do not have body cams. They are supposed to be budgeted for the year 2022, but they do not have them yet. They do have in-car cameras, but we don't know yet if the incident was captured on one of those. All we have to go on right now, as far as I know at the time of uploading this, is we have two cell phone camera angles. We do know at this time he was shot several times, and the family is claiming that he is now paralyzed. And people are throwing fits at the fact that this guy had kids in his car. And you know what? You're absolutely right. He did have kids in his car. And he chose to put them in the position that they were in. That's people's problem these days. They don't want to look at what the criminal did. I know that guy just beat her beyond recognition, but that officer was unprofessional in the way he talked to him. It's always going to be someone else's fault. Let's pick law enforcement to be at fault and to yell at and to scream at, because they're the only ones that have to maintain their composure, professionalism, and won't knock your jaw sideways, you know, like anyone else would. And the crazy part about this is the entire city is in chaos and burning because of this incident. Even the National Guard has been called in. Private citizens are forming militias to try to protect the businesses around there because the cops are being given orders to protect government buildings. Whew. Folks, this is why I don't like to talk about these issues. I'm only doing this because so many of you requested it, but this gets my blood pressure up, not gonna lie. This is getting ridiculous. No person, regardless of their race, gender, creed, whatever you want to call it, should ever have to suffer at the hands of the government or the public if they are law-abiding people. Don't get me wrong, I'm not going to blindly support the police if it's very obvious they are wrong. But these isolated incidents that are being blasted over social media, over the news, creates nothing but an excuse for low-life people to burn down their city. It is time to take control of our country again. Burning down Timmy's Donut Shop does not support your narrative of wanting justice. It's just an excuse to be destructive, to push your own hatred and your own agenda. I have no doubt there is going to be a civil war if this continues. The law-abiding people in this country that usually trust the police to do their job and let the police do their job are going to get tired of the anarchy. And groups are going to start forming so they can take their communities back. And rest assured, when that happens, no one is going to feel sorry for the individuals that want to challenge the good citizens of this country. Anyway guys, that is it for today. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. This one was very much from the heart today. Pretty heated about this whole incident, but it's one of those things, there's no sense in stressing out about it or getting angry about it because it's completely out of my control and it's very far away from where I'm even at, so there's really no point in getting worked up. But I did want to do a video because so many of you have asked. So, with that being said, I hope you guys have a fantastic and peaceful rest of your week, and I will see you guys very, very soon.